Hello, this is Jeremy Russell of bMobile Route Software. We hope this finds you safe and sound in these unprecedented times, both in family and business. bMobile Route Software is a solution that helps companies deliver products on their own trucks. In these changing times, we find two different people that we're dealing with a little bit differently, our customers and our employees. Whether that be social distancing on the receiving dock at a customer site, or if we're in food service, servicing customers less due to their closures. So two topics come from this. One is how do we make the entry point of an order and going all the way through the invoicing process one touch or minimal touch, whether that be you're on paper and it's inefficient because you're not in the office anymore and you're getting behind because business is so rambunctious, or to the point where it used to be a pack and pedal, guessing at what a customer needed and defining that, where now the times have disrupted that process and we don't really know what they need or want, so we might be creating an inefficiency there or overselling or underselling. The second aspect of it is control. We may need to control our employees more because they're more apt to want to have theft against us, or just making sure they're doing things correctly so we're not losing revenue with mistakes that could happen in the field. As well as from a control perspective, we're going to see that accounts receivable becomes a process that needs a lot more attention, or needs attention from more than just one person, the office person. So that being said, one point of entry, the big story there is, if I'm used to guessing at orders or making orders part of my stop and loading product down, I might want to move to a process of e-commerce and taking orders one time and letting that order flow all the way through invoicing. If I'm in a paper-based system, I might be writing that order down and doing all the math and then giving it to the driver, and then some changes in between the point of loading the truck and the point of delivery. Maybe I had to sell some of that product to another customer because they were running out. Maybe it's because something fell over in the truck and the product got smashed. Maybe the customer just refuses part of the order because they don't need it anymore. Whatever the aspect is, if there's a change, something's got to be done by hand to manipulate the invoice and retotal it. In a handheld system, we can collect that order via a phone and enter it in one time, or we can do it via e-commerce, let the customer self-serve themselves and agree to the pricing and agree to the delivery schedule. But all aspects is one point of entry flowing all the way through to the delivery. And the changes at the delivery place are minimal, just changing quantities or deleting an item, and it all gets recalculated automatically. Signature capture with printing in the field makes it more applicable for AR purposes, and creating credits makes it much easier to do without a lot of mistakes and arithmetic going along the way. Ultimately, those transactions create a couple things coming off the back end. One, more control, which we'll get to in a minute, but also they get fed all the way back to accounting for AR purposes and for financial reporting purposes, inventory depletion and costing, all those great aspects of an invoice coming all the way back in without having to rekey it and fix mistakes because something got messed up along the way. The second aspect of life is control. Controlling employees and controlling AR balances. Controlling employees, if I took so much product with me in the morning, I sold part of it, I took some cash, I need to control what the driver should have on his truck left over, and I should control the money that's associated with those transactions coming back. And if I'm short or off on one of the aspects, something's going on. A mistake was made. I gave something to somebody without recording it. I pocketed cash on the backside. I did something that was maybe more theft related. But if I want to really gain control, I need to make sure that I'm reconciling inventory and monies respectively. Around control of AR, when an invoice is created, that invoice is sent back to the accounting system, an AR record is created, and then ultimately that invoice is regenerated back to the driver so that he sees that someone owes him money. Now that can be at the office level and remain there, or it could also be at the driver level where the driver's maybe in charge of collecting for the week's worth of deliveries on Saturday. He might need a copy of an invoice from Monday, and that's delivered to him via the device and given all the invoices that are open on that account with aging, so that he can print a statement off in the field for purposes of collection in the field. Now, collections can happen via cash check. They can also happen via credit card, which really takes the ease of receiving payment and the fear of theft away. By taking an ACH payment or a credit card payment, we can really change the world in the way that we collect and keep things up to date. And with cash flow being kind of tight in these times, that might be an aspect of business that you want to explore. That being said, there's a couple things that hopefully we hit upon that will give you some new insight in how bMobile can help. You can reach us at 208-331-5667, or you can go to our website below or our email address below and get to us that way. You can ask for Jerry or Jeremy, and we'll be glad to answer any questions. Stay safe. Thank you very much.